Yo, it's me, it's the SEOTT, baby. Top of the morning to you. Happy St. Patrick's Day. My review for the day, for St. Patrick's Day, is the 2018 film Leprechaun Returns, starring Taylor Spritler, Mark Holton, and Lyndon Porco, and is directed Steven Kostanski. I'm getting new at this. Alright, so let's talk about Leprechaun Returns. The story of this is 25 years after the original first film in 1993, a young woman is going to the farmhouse and she's connecting with this sorority that she's in, and they're trying to make this farmhouse their new sorority house. And she ends up having an encounter with not only the leprechaun, but Ozzy as well. And it connects pretty well to the original. Okay, I'm trying to style my reviews a little bit different. I usually go all out. I'm going to try to do what I can. But first and foremost, let's talk about how they did this. It starts with a recreation of the original ending of the first Leprechaun film. First of all, I gotta say, before I even go into this, I like that finally, after 25 damn years, we finally get an actual sequel that connects to another film in the franchise. Because I was thinking, oh, okay, so what, this and the two Hood ones are the only ones that connect? You know, within the franchise. But the two Hood films don't even connect, and they take place in the Hood. Like, the ending of Leprechaun in the Hood connects in no way to Leprechaun back to the Hood. I'm just saying. This film connects to the first one so well, you could just watch the first one, then this one, and not watch any of the other ones and think, that's a pretty good double feature. I'm just saying. I remember when this was announced. It was a 2018 film. Actually, yeah, 2018, but it came out on Blu-ray in 2019. It was actually March last of 2018 that this was announced. And because, you know, I was watching Leprechaun Marathon on Sci-Fi, which they're not doing this year. It's on Cinemax. What? I understand. Rated R. But they're playing almost all of them on Cinemax. And the only ones they're playing on Sci-Fi this year are Leprechaun Returns and Leprechaun's Revenge, which are two, because they're both sci-fi movies. Leprechaun's Revenge has nothing to do with this. So, I do like the fact that they try to connect it. They have this little guy, Lyndon Porco, who's a great replacement for Warwick Davis. Like I said, I remember the little trailer I was watching the marathon that popped up. I'm like, wait, what? And it said next year. I'm like, and this came on like VOD and stuff in late 2018 and wasn't released on Blu-ray till sometime in beginning of 2019. Around March, I suppose, but I've been watching this on TV. And for TV, there wasn't a lot they cut out, because comparing it, watching this, and then remembering what I watched last year on TV, there's not much that they cut out. I don't even think there was there was much language in this either. I also like the fact that they brought Ozzy back. If you're gonna pick one character from the first movie, besides Jennifer Aniston, which, to be honest, she's not gonna star in the movie. She's not gonna star in this movie. You get the next best character, Ozzy. And for what, you know, at first, when I first watched this last year, I was pissed off because they do kill him off, like, right away. But he does stick around in sort of a spirit form. It's kind of like, think Pet Sematary, which ironically came out the next year, the remake. But think of Pet Sematary. Think of that character that sticks around. Forgot his name. But yeah, think of that. Except for Ozzy can't talk for some reason. So the story is that this young woman, Lily, I think her name is, she, or Lily, whatever you call it, she's the daughter of Tori Redding and presumably Jim Carrey Bacon from the first one. I'm talking about the black-haired guy. Not the kid, of course, but black-haired guy. I'm assuming he's the father. They don't mention it. But they do mention that the mother, Tori Redding, Jennifer Aniston's character, recently passed away. I do want to call something. They have a voice. It's a voice level for Jennifer Aniston that is spot on. Like there's like a message she listens to, and then the Leprechaun mimics her voice, and it's so spot on. I know for damn sure it's not Jennifer Aniston's voice, but it is spot on. So she's got this connection, but they never told her anything about this, which works. She doesn't even know who Ozzy is. He offers her a ride there, and then he figures out what's going on when she says about her mom, and she used to own it, and he realizes, you're Tori Redding's daughter. Yeah. And then Ozzy's dad. He hears something in the well, and this green stuff pops out, goes into his body, and then the leprechaun is birthed, and I mean birthed, because, yeah, from Ozzy, you see the hands go, and then the feet go, and then the head pops out, and I mean birthed, because he looks up and he says, Papa? I'm like, I remember when I first watched it, I'm like, oh God, really? And he comes out of Ozzy's stomach, pops out of there, and yeah, Ozzy dies. But he comes back as the spirit to help Lily defeat the leprechaun. He reveals in the basement, there's behind a bunch of boxes, there's a wall with everyone's name on it. Like Tori and Ozzy and the kid and Jim Carrey Bacon. And they're all, their names are there. And there's this little thing, and inside is not the gold, but a note that tells her everything about the leprechaun. And I sitting there, and I didn't think of this the first time. This time watching, I'm thinking, why the hell didn't they just put the gold there? Where they put it? The same exact place that the old man O'Grady put it in the first one, the truck. Which, that's a dumb idea, because how are you going to guarantee that truck stays there? Sure, Ozzy still lives in that town around there, but what if, these women are like environmentalists. The leader of these women is like an environmentalist. She's all about going green. She has environmentally safe plexiglass on the windows. What if she saw that old hunk of junk that wastes, atmosphere, and said, have that thing towed out, and it's towed out before this happens. Then he comes back, and they're fucked because they can't get the gold to him or find the gold because it was towed. I'm just saying. Think about it. And Ozzy doesn't talk. I don't know why. It's one of the things I don't like about this is that he used to have him. And then she sees that he's guts coming out, and so she gives him the saran wrap, and he wraps it around him, and then she asks him his way out of there, and he walks through the wall. Saran wrap comes off, and she's like, "Ghost Ozzy, I can't do that, Ghost Ozzy." She gets out because it's a basement, for God's sake. Yeah, let's talk about the kills. The kills in this. There was one where they're because they're trying to install this solar panel, and he knocks the solar panel off, and it slices dude in half. He slices this dude in half, and it's CGI, but it's just this was for the Sci-Fi Channel, so you gotta get used to it. But the CGI is very, very noticeable in this. like, not to fast forward too far, but in the end, oh, we'll get to that, I guess. And there's one, you gotta think of the decisions. Because there's this one chick, she wears like a black and white shirt, like a tight sweater type thing. Like these women are supposed to be modern day women, right? And there's a couple of them that are wearing tight-ass sweaters that make it, very prominent, their woman parts. And I'm thinking, women who are preaching this, whole kind of way of life with the environment and everything, and preaching women like they're not so much men suck type women. I mean, it's mostly women. There are a couple men there, but it's just like independent women wouldn't dress in tight body clothes like that. It's not bad to look at, mind you, but it's just, they wouldn't do that. I'm just saying. And the one thing, this one chick, she's like drunk almost the whole movie. And she gets confronted by a leprechaun who says if she gives him Lily, the rest of them can leave. But she doesn't honor her. What? He's a leprechaun, I know it. But, so, he tells her, you get me Lily, you can leave. So everybody gets in the car. She says that Lily is dead, because that was the deal. And then the leprechaun pops up in the car, stop him from driving off. No, you made a deal. Again, this kind of calls back to Leprechaun 2. He lied. He cheated. He whistled his way out of it. You know what I mean? He said, she reveals that they made a deal, and he went back on it. It makes no sense. And then she dies because sprinklers go off, and then a sprinkler comes up in the face. Decent kill. And it comes down, and we're going to get to this. They blow him the fuck up using a 4-leaf clover or something. And they say, okay, we need to burn it because if there's any piece of Leprechaun left, he'll come back. So we need to burn every piece. And then, right after they say that, they immediately split the fuck up. Two of them go, okay, we'll start the fire. The other one says, okay, I'll start getting the pieces. No! You find yourself a lighter, and you set each piece on fire as you're going. You work together. Here's what they should have done, all right? Instead of splitting up, work together to get all the pieces all together, take it up, set it the fuck on fire. I don't care. They separated just so they can kill this woman off. I'm telling you, because that is so fucking stupid to begin with. Oh my God. So first of all, when he set on, we'll get to the set on fire. So she's collecting all the pieces, and then you see this little dude coming to. What he does is he forms up into tiny little mini versions of himself, and there's a few of them, and it's telegraphed as hell. She's pulling this one piece that got stuck on the bookshelf. She pulls it out, and this shovel statue falls down, spike up. And you're like, okay, that's how she's gonna die. And sure enough, she's fighting off this dude. She's fighting off the little ones. Bites her nose, she throws it, and then she goes face first right onto it. I'm like, really? That's so telegraphed. As soon as that fell, it was guaranteed she was gonna land on it some way, shape, or form. And she did. And she's dead. And the leprechaun reforms itself. And then they eventually fight the thing, because the other two run back in. And eventually they subdue the leprechaun. He blows the fuck up. And, okay, they show him being set on fire, and this CG, you can tell that the fire is CG. It's terrible. So he blows up, and they're trying to get out, and they get out through the basement. They broke the thing earlier. and he can't get out in time. He explodes, and the whole house explodes. This green goop falls on them. Now, this is after, at the beginning of the film, we saw that the leprechaun was reborn because some green goop went into Ozzy's mouth. And yeah, I'll go back to this, to the beginning. He takes out the coin that Ozzy swallowed, right? That coin wouldn't still be there. No, there's stomach acids. That thing would have been gone. He would have pooped it out in the 90s. There's no way he'd still have the coin in his stomach. It's bullshit. But I digress. So, like I said, the green goop goes all over these women. No leprechaun reborn within them, like it should have been, because green goop went in Ozzy's mouth. And they show there's something in their mouth because they go, pfft. So someone in their mouth, they could have swallowed some. Some guy shows up, I don't know who he is, to rescue them. And then we have the camera pan to the house. And remember what I said about, if a piece of leprechaun survives, then he can regrow himself. They show his hat. Can't work that way. A hat is not physically a part of the leprechaun's anatomy. Therefore, he cannot regrow himself from his goddamn hat. Alright? And they go further. I remember watching my first lesson, I'm like, just leave it at that. Just leave it at that. You just need to show the hat, that's it. End the film. Credits rolled there. But no, we get a gag of Leprechaun walking down the street, holding a sign saying, Bismarck or bust. And he gets picked up by his chicken truck. We didn't need to see that. You don't know how to end a film. Alright. The other Leprechaun films, as weird as they were, had an ominous kind of ending. The first one had this ominous ending where it panned back to the well, and there was this ominous, kind of thing, sensing that it could come back. Even the second one had that weird kind of ominous when it was Bridget and Cody running away. And the third one even, just kind of indicating that it could happen. And you knew from the Leprechaun into the Hood and stuff. I'm just saying, you didn't need to show that he came back. You just show the hat. Even though that wouldn't make sense because it's not physically a part of his anatomy. A hat, it's a damn hat. I liked this movie better last year. It's not too bad. It's better than some of the worst ones. I'm gonna give my ranking later sometime today, but I'm just saying. I'll give it a 7 because it's decent. Better than some of the lower points of this franchise, that's for sure. But yeah, a 7 for sure. So what are your thoughts on Leprechaun Returns? Comments below. Like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next one.